Good evening, Cornwall. It's Tuesday 15th of February. Another glorious day, the sun is shining and the weather is sweet to hear. And thank you for tuning in to Cornwall News with me, Ron Burgundy. Today I'm out on the road, just me, my camera and my loyal viewers, seeing what people really think of our beloved county. I'll be speaking to old and new, but all about one hot topic, rebranding. That leads me directly over here to a well-respected villager and seller of prime British beef, Farmer Giles.
Good afternoon, Ron.
The rain's coming down, Giles. Better put our coats on. As an aging man, how have you seen your industry change in the last few years?
Well, in the last few years there's been a number of dramatic changes to the industry. In order for the supermarkets to constantly keep their prices the lowest, farmers like me are having to rapidly reduce the prices of our own produce for them to give us half a look. You see, British farmers like me just can't compete with the prices the Eastern European countries can offer.
Have you got any facts or examples for us, Giles? I know you like.
I certainly do, Ron. For example, milk from the new EU countries costs around 14p a litre to produce, and the best I can do it for is around 21p.
I can see the predicament there. Is there any light at the end of that tunnel?
Measures are indeed coming in so that we can improve our situations. We've started receiving grants from the EU so that we can now compete as British farmers with the new EU countries. We've also set up organisations like the Cornwall Farmers Limited to help improve us as a whole. As we all know, the Eden project is also down the road, and they spend around 1.5 million a year on Cornish fresh produce, and lots of other industries and companies have followed their example, which benefits us all.
Well, I'm glad there is some hope. Thank you for your time. Just down the road from Giles's farm is Charles Chapman, fondly known to the villagers as Charlie. Charlie is Helston's oldest resident at 94. How are you, Charlie?
I'm good, thank you.
You've seen a lot over the years, and things are rapidly changing. Can you tell us more?
This area has always been poor, but now there is more unemployment than ever before. My great-grandchildren have had to move out to areas like Plymouth and Bristol to find work, and their jobs have been filled by retired pensioners, giving us an above-average amount of over 50s in the area that outnumber the youth. However, changes like grants and tourism have made an impact, but in the winter months when the holiday lets are empty, it leaves us like a ghost village. Anyway, it's time for my afternoon nap. Thanks, Ron.
Thanks, Charlie. Across the country there are many holes made by our mining industry. However ugly, we cannot argue against their importance for the local economy and jobs. I found Dave the miner for his views.
Good afternoon, Ron. I've been working here at South West Mining for 14 years now, and things are getting difficult. The problem is the tin industry is collapsing, and there quite simply isn't the demand for it anymore. Therefore, we are all fearing the worst for our jobs and futures, as we know that there are limited job opportunities available in Cornwall. However, although investment is rare, there are several mines being reused as tourist attractions, with tours available and visitor centres being set up, offering a few more jobs and hopefully a brighter future for me.
Hope things work out for you, Dave, and thanks for your time. Although we do have problems here in Cornwall, we are starting to see some solutions. Next we're moving on to what lots of people see as the iconic Cornish job. John is a local fisherman and he is here with us now.
There are now less and less fish, so I have to venture further out into the Atlantic, working a lot harder before landing a successful catch. The decline in fish, coupled with the increase in EU regulations, means that I have to work a lot harder each year before making any money at all. However, my friend Pete is now taking tourists out on regular boat trips on his fishing boat and is making a good living in the summer months, whilst going back to commercial fishing in the off-tourism season.
An interesting insight into the lives of our fishermen there. Keeping on the theme of primary industry, we go over to our quarryman. He works at St Austell Clay Mine and is here for us now.
Hey Ron, I'm one of the few remaining people left at the quarry, as it has now all become mechanical, with machines doing the job that an entire workforce previously did. However much money is put into the quarry, it will not provide more jobs, and mine is now in jeopardy.
What will happen to you in the future?
Well, hopefully I can keep this job for a few more years to pay off my mortgage. But as you know, jobs are hard to come by in these parts these days. Are there any jobs going at the Cornwall News?
I'm afraid not, mate. I hope all goes well for you. Now, let's move on from the doom and gloom. And where better to look than to the future? I'm here with Owen, a local hippie. Well, he prefers to be called a surfer.
Yo,
As I can see, you're all kitted up. What do you think about life in Cornwall?
I spend all my time surfing and I just love catching the rollers coming in off the Atlantic, baby. You know what I'm talking about, Ron. I'm currently surfing right here in Cornwall at the Extreme Sports Academy.
Tell me more about the Extreme Sports Academy.
Basically, it's an extreme sports academy that teaches things like surfing, wave skiing and kite surfing. And basically, people like me can learn to surf on the amazing Cornish waves. However, it also has top facilities like the hotel, which is home to a bar and a restaurant, and is now a top local employer, employing around, I'd say, 50 to 60 people a year, including my mum.
She can keep an eye on you then. Fancy your time, fella. Moving on to somewhere more official, I'm joined now by Claude Trezeguet, Cornwall News' EU representative, all the way from sunny France.
Bonjour, monsieur. Good afternoon.
Cornwall is a very deprived area. What are you doing to help?
You're right, Ron. Cornwall is one of the poorest areas in Europe and therefore is eligible for EU funding so that businesses can get loans to kickstart local economy.
So what exactly have you done?
Well, in 1999, Cornwall was successful in being granted EU Objective 1 funding, designed to boost social and economic differences within the EU. Objective 1 comes from us and is granted to areas where the GDP is 75% or less than the EU average. Objective 1 funding is designed to boost local investment, therefore adding value to the economy.
I see. So has this had a positive impact on Cornwall?
Undoubtedly so. Cornwall is starting to blossom and the local economy is moving in the right direction.
I'm here with none other than Jamie Oliver. As you all know, he's just opened up a new restaurant in Cornwall. He's here to tell us more.
Indeed I am. The 15 restaurant is a restaurant where I take on a group of disadvantaged kids and turn them into world-class chefs. All the profits I make then go to the kids, providing them with even greater opportunities.
I'll be in there soon with Mrs. Burgundy. She's an excellent food critic. Nice to see someone giving these kids a chance for once. Keep up the good work. To tie it all up, we'll speak to our local councillor, Andrew Hughes.
Well, as you can see, in the last few years we have started rebranding Cornwall, but there is still a long way to go in the redevelopment process.
You've demonstrated there is the ability to change, and this will be seen even more in the future. Now, good night, Cornwall. Keep smiling.
Thank you.